Subscribe now. Before we dive into this dramatic tale of power, betrayal, and the tragic fall of one of Africa's greatest kingdoms, subscribe to our channel for more riveting historical narratives. Don't miss out on these incredible stories that shaped our world. Introduction: the rise of the Benin Kingdom. For centuries, the Benin Kingdom stood as one of Africa's most powerful and sophisticated empires. Located in present-day southern Nigeria, it flourished from the 13th century, reaching its zenith in the 15th and 16th centuries. The kingdom was known for its impressive administrative system, its architectural marvels, and the world-renowned Benin Bronzes, intricate works of art that captured the essence of its culture and history. At the heart of the kingdom was the Oba, a semi-divine ruler whose authority was absolute. The Oba wielded political, military, and spiritual power, uniting the people under a shared sense of identity and pride. For centuries, Benin thrived as a hub of trade, exchanging goods such as ivory, pepper, and textiles with European merchants. But by the late 19th century, the tide was turning. European colonial powers, driven by the scramble for Africa, sought to expand their territories, exploit resources, and impose their rule. The British Empire, an imperial juggernaut, had set its sights on Benin, and the stage was set for a confrontation that would change history forever. Have you ever heard of the Benin Bronzes or the story of Oba Ovonramwen? Share your thoughts in the comments as we unravel this dramatic tale. By the late 19th century, the British were expanding their influence along the West African coast. Their primary aim was to secure access to trade routes and natural resources, and the Benin Kingdom, rich in resources and strategically located, became a target. The relationship between the British and Benin was initially diplomatic, but fraught with tension. The kingdom maintained a strict control over trade, only allowing transactions through authorized representatives. This frustrated British merchants who sought unrestricted access to Benin's wealth. The British viewed the Oba's control as an obstacle to their economic ambitions. Matters escalated in 1896 when the British sought to establish a protectorate over Benin. Oba Ovonramwen, the ruler at the time, resisted these efforts, understanding that such an agreement would effectively strip his kingdom of sovereignty. The British interpreted his resistance as defiance, setting the stage for a deadly confrontation. Subscribe now. We're just getting to the heart of the story. Subscribe to uncover more tales of resilience, betrayal, and the quest for justice. In January 1897, a British delegation led by Acting Consul General James Phillips set out for Benin City under the pretense of peaceful negotiations. However, historical accounts reveal that Phillips carried with him a secret agenda to depose the Oba and bring the kingdom under British control. Phillips' expedition violated Benin's traditional protocols. The delegation's arrival coincided with the kingdom's sacred Igwe festival, a time when the Oba was forbidden from seeing outsiders. Despite warnings from Benin officials, Phillips pressed on. Tragically, the delegation's actions were perceived as a threat. Benin warriors acting on orders to protect their kingdom ambushed the British party near Ugoton. Most of the members were killed, an event that came to be known as the Benin Massacre. The British government, incensed by the loss, used the incident as a justification for military intervention. In truth, the massacre provided the pretext the British needed to launch an expedition against Benin. What would you have done in Oba Ovonramwen's position? Could diplomacy have averted the war? Let us know your thoughts below. The British response was swift and brutal. In February 1897, a punitive expedition was launched under the command of Admiral Sir Harry Rawson. Over 1,200 troops, equipped with advanced weaponry, marched toward Benin City with orders to subdue the kingdom and capture the Oba. The Benin warriors, armed with traditional weapons, fought valiantly to defend their homeland. But they were no match for the British forces, whose firepower and military tactics overwhelmed them. Villages were burned and countless lives were lost as the British advanced toward the capital. When the British troops entered Benin City, they were met with a haunting sight. The grandeur of the city, its palaces, sculptures, and artworks stood in stark contrast to the destruction being wrought. The British looted the city, seizing thousands of priceless artifacts, including the famed Benin Bronzes. Subscribe now. If you're captivated by this story, make sure to subscribe for more incredible tales of resilience and loss. Stay tuned for the aftermath of this tragic event. Oba Ovonramwen fled into the wilderness as the British occupied his city. After weeks of evading capture, he surrendered under the promise of leniency. However, the British reneged on their assurances. The Oba was exiled to Calabar, where he lived under house arrest until his death in 1914. The fall of the Benin Kingdom marked the end of an era. The once mighty empire was absorbed into the British protectorate of southern Nigeria, and its people were subjected to colonial rule. The looted artifacts were shipped to Britain, where they became prized possessions in museums and private collections. The consequences, a legacy of loss. The Benin expedition of 1897 left an indelible mark on history. For the people of Benin, it was a story of betrayal and loss. Their kingdom's sovereignty was destroyed, their cultural treasures were stolen, and their leader was humiliated in exile. Globally, the looted artifacts sparked debates about the ethics of colonialism and cultural heritage. Today, the Benin Bronzes are at the center of ongoing discussions about restitution, with many calling for their return to Nigeria. Engage with us. Do you believe the Benin Bronzes should be returned to Nigeria? Share your opinions in the comments below. Let's discuss the importance of preserving cultural heritage. The fall of the Benin Kingdom is a sobering reminder of the devastating impact of colonialism. Yet it is also a testament to the resilience of its people. Despite the loss, the legacy of Benin endures through its art, culture, and history. The story of Benin is not just a tale of tragedy, but also one of survival and hope. Thank you for joining us on this journey through history. Subscribe to our channel for more stories that reveal the past and inspire the future.